nice to be back. We had our first chaplain's staff meeting this past Thursday, and our university chaplain, Janet Fuller, had us sitting around the table, and she posed a question. She said, can you think of one or two things that you experienced during the summer that were absolutely awesome or profound? The first one to answer was the Hillel director, Nancy Luberoff, and she said that she and her family had hiked in the Alps. I said, wow, that's pretty good. Doug Arms, the intervarsity chaplain, spoke next, and he said that he and his family had biked their way through Austria. And I said, wow, profound. Janet, the chaplain herself, said that her summer was marked by her son's presence, her 16-year-old son's presence, and he didn't act out all summer. She thought that that was pretty awesome and profound. I couldn't think of just one or two. I actually had three things that I had to share, and I'll start with the one. They all happened in kind of the first 2 weeks of August. The first after a week, a glorious week at the beach in Ocean City, Maryland. I drove from there to Baltimore, Maryland to celebrate the wedding of my very first Catholic Campus Ministry president, Derek Powers, and his wife, Stephanie. When I moved here 8 years ago, I kind of was green. You know, I knew nothing. Derek was my guide. He showed me around, led me by the nose, and told me what to do, where to put things. And really showed me the ropes, and I'm very grateful. So for me, it was a real privilege to stand in front of them, those two in front of the altar, professing their undying love for one another, representing, as St. Paul told the Ephesians in our second reading today, representing Christ's love for his church, that pure marital love they were professing, a wonderful thing for me to be a part of. The second thing happened actually on a Thursday, August 9th. My second nephew, he and his wife Shanna, Brian and Shanna, who live in Greenville, had their first child, and they asked me to be the Baptist. So my youngest nephew drove my parents down to Greenville, and I got to celebrate the baptism of my great niece, Aubrey Bryce Kavanaugh. You know, profound in itself, but the nicest thing was to have all my family there renewing our own baptismal commitment like each one of us does on Easter Sunday. It was a wonderful thing, and it reminded me of our first reading today. The people of Israel were already in the promised land, but they were going astray a little bit. And Joshua called them together and said, decide today, renew your commitment to God. Renew that covenant privilege that you already have. And they said, we don't want anyone else. We will serve the Lord. A wonderful thing. That renewal of covenant as a people, as spouses, is so important. Somebody asked me the other day, do you, Father, have to celebrate Mass every day? And I said, you know, I don't have to, but I do. Because the Eucharist is the source and summit of my life as a priest. I want to renew that commitment often. A couple of years ago, CCM produced this Kelly Green t-shirt. Some of you might have one. But it has the top 10 reasons to be Catholic on the back. Can I share them? We don't have any more to even offer, but I have one, I'll sell it. We can talk about the price later. This is mine, actually, it's a large. It says, number 10, we have the Pope and the Pope-mobile. That's a pretty good reason. 9, there's something about Mary. Yes, there is. 8, you can sing badly and no one will care. Except, of course, for Joshua. The 7th, 70 times 7. You know that forgiveness thing, 70 times 7 times. Number 6, can you say transubstantiation? Now, can you say consubstantial? 5, eternity. We got it going on and on and on. 4, good exercise. Stand, sit, kneel, repeat. 3rd, 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. The Trinity. The second reason, it's universal. And the number one reason to be Catholic, The Eucharist is celebrated every day. Every day. Are you interested in this t-shirt? Think we should reprint it? Yes? Okay. We do have one here that is actually in the back for sale today. It's not the same, believe me, it's not. But it's quite nice, and it says on the back, Jesus Christ, body, blood, soul, and divinity. We are Catholic. Pretty profound too, I think. There are $10 in the back, all sizes in the back. But show of hands, who wants us to repeat this printing? Okay, cool, thank you. Maybe T or somebody can take your name in the back and size. That would be important for us. The Eucharist. Our gospel today is about the Eucharist. We came in right at the end of John 6, Bread of Life discourse, and it didn't make much sense without hearing the previous parts. And the end, just before this particular passage, Jesus said, unless you eat the flesh and blood of the Son of Man, you have no life in you. And the disciples said, that's too hard. You heard that? That's too hard for us to believe. Some of them took off. But those who were present decided they did want to recommit themselves to Jesus. And they followed. That recommitment is so important, I already said, for couples who are married, not only on big celebrations like 25 and 50, but hopefully every day you renew your commitment to your spouse. We, the same way, need to renew our commitment to God. I look in the mirror to shave. You look in the mirror at any given time throughout the day. At that moment, maybe you could say, Lord, I recommit myself to being your disciple. I, who am nourished by the Eucharist often, your body and blood feeds me, nourishes me for my journey from this world to the kingdom. And I need you. It's hard for us too, at times, to accept that. It's hard to understand that Jesus is present in our midst constantly, every moment. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Matt Maher, Christian writer, Christian songwriter. He wrote this, and I think it fits perfectly for each one of us. I've been looking for a reason. I've been longing for a purpose. I'm losing all my meaning, and I'm running out of excuses. Lord, it's hard to know you. I don't always see your plan, but holiness is calling me. So please take me as I am. You are my everything. You are the song I sing. I'll do anything for you. Teach me how to pray, to live a life of grace. I'll go anywhere with you. Jesus, be my everything. We can't echo the words of Simon Peter in the gospel. Lord, to whom shall we go? You have the words of everlasting